In September 2007, Kenny Miller scored a goal for Derby County. It was live on television, and the cameraman missed it, which was unfortunate, because that turned out to be the only winning goal Derby County scored that entire season, all 38 games of it. Derby County's 2007-08 season remains the worst points total in Premier League history. 11 points from 38 games. That's not a bad season, that's something else entirely. They were relegated in March with 6 games still left to play. Nobody had anything to play for after that. But here's the thing, the numbers aren't even the interesting part. The interesting part is how it happened. And it's genuinely one of the strangest stories in English football. It starts with a manager who found out he was probably getting sacked on the day he won promotion. Grab a drink, this one's a proper story. To understand how bad this got, you have to understand that Derby weren't supposed to be there at all. The season before they went up, they finished 20th in the championship. They were closer to dropping into the 3rd tier than they were to the Premier League. Then Billy Davies took over and was told to get them promoted within 3 years. He did it in 1, which sounds like a triumph. And it was. It was also, in hindsight, the entire problem. They went up 2 years ahead of schedule with a squad built to finish mid-table in the division below. And the way they got there was already a warning sign if anyone had been looking. In February, Derby were top of the league and heading for automatic promotion. Then they collapsed, partly because of an internal argument about promotion bonuses. They fell back into the playoffs, and then somehow they won those anyway. 1-0 at Wembley, promoted, 90,000 people losing their minds. And then the strangest moment of the whole story happens, on the pitch immediately afterwards. Billy Davies gives a post-match interview. He's pumping his fists at the crowd. He praises the fans, he praises his players. Everything is completely normal. Then the interviewer asks him how it feels to be a Premier League manager. And his face changes. His voice cracks. He says, "We'll enjoy tonight." And then he walks off camera. Nobody understood it at the time. 10 years later, he explained why. He'd been told, before the final, that the club was about to be sold, and that his job was probably gone either way, win or lose. So the biggest moment of his career, and he already knew how it ended. Now, when you get promoted, there's one job that matters more than anything else. You have to buy Premier League players, because your championship squad will not survive. 2 other clubs went up with Derby that year. Look at what they did. Sunderland spent heavily, a £10 million goalkeeper, an £8 million striker, more after that. Birmingham spent over 26 million and used the loan market cleverly on top of that. Neither of them had a good season. Sunderland finished 15th, Birmingham went straight back down, but both of them gave themselves a fighting chance, that's the point. Derby meanwhile went shopping in the bargain aisle. Davies said later that he gave the board a list of options, and the board picked the cheaper ones. His words were, "We had an aging, mid-table championship team." And that's exactly what walked out onto a Premier League pitch in August. And if you're enjoying this, subscribe as we go, because what happens next is genuinely hard to believe. Before the end of September, Derby had lost 4-0 at Tottenham, 5-0 at Arsenal, 6-0 at Liverpool. That's 15 goals conceded in 3 away games, and it was still only September. One British bookmaker paid out on Derby's relegation in September. Actually paid out. The same company offered odds of 33-1 that Derby wouldn't win a single game all season. That bet lost by exactly 1 goal, the one the cameraman missed. In November, they lost 5-0 at home to West Ham. That was part of a 5-game run where they took no points and scored no goals at all. 5 weeks where the players trained every day, traveled every weekend, and had nothing at all to show for it. And this is when Billy Davies decided he had nothing left to lose. After losing to Chelsea at home, Davies sat down in front of the media and said the quiet part out loud. The team is not good enough for the Premier League. That's no disrespect to the players. They know that. They're not good enough. Then he added, and this is the part that finished him. I haven't spoken to the new chairman in 3 weeks, because he's a busy man, but it would be nice to meet up soon. Within 24 hours, Derby announced his departure. 2 days after that, Paul Jewell was unveiled as his replacement. On paper, Jewell was a genuinely smart appointment. He was a survival specialist. He'd kept Bradford up. He'd built Wigan into a Premier League club. He knew exactly this job. He took charge of 24 league games that season. He won none of them. Not one. 24 games, 5 points, 0 wins. Years later he said, I look back and realize I rushed into the job. That time damaged me. My stock was high, but Derby was a real struggle. And you can hear the same thing from the players who were actually in that dressing room. One defender said he got real anxiety just looking at the fixture list before the season started. Another said you could sense the fear among the players, that they were just there to make up the numbers. That's the bit that sticks with me. They knew. Before a ball was kicked, they already knew. In January, Jewell had a choice. Accept it, save the money and rebuild for the championship. or refuse to accept it and spend anyway. He chose to spend. 8 new players arrived. Robbie Savage came in from Blackburn and was made captain almost immediately. But here's the part that makes it worse. They also sold the players who got them promoted. Captain Matt Oakley sold to Leicester. Steve Howard, their promotion top scorer, sold to Leicester too. 8 months earlier, those same players had been carried around Wembley on people's shoulders. By January, they were being sold off to keep the wage bill down. And one of the loan signings got injured in his second game and went straight back to his parent club. Jewell later called that window his biggest mistake as manager. He said, "I should have kept my powder dry and had a proper go at going back up." Instead, he spent it, went down anyway, and the squad wasn't good enough for the championship either. So, here they are. The records: 11 points, 1 win, 20 goals scored, 89 conceded, and 32 league games in a row without a single win. 32, that's from the end of September, all the way to the middle of May. 8 months of turning up to work, knowing that by Saturday afternoon you'd probably be doing it all over again. By the 29th of March, it was mathematically over. In March, 24 points behind the team above them. That's not a gap, that's a different league. Their best run of the entire season was 2 games without losing, 2 draws, and their top scorer over 9 months finished with 4 goals. 4. Some players score 4 in a fortnight. This was the best anyone managed all year. And there's one detail in all of this that I genuinely love. One of the players in that Derby squad had also been in the Sunderland squad 2 years earlier. The Sunderland side that got 15 points, which at the time was the second worst season ever. So one man was in the 2 worst teams in Premier League history. Within 2 years, statistically that is astonishingly unlucky. I hope somebody bought him a drink. Derby were relegated on the 29th of March with 6 games still to play. They finished the season with a 4-0 home defeat to a team that also got relegated that day. And that was it. Nearly 2 decades later, the record still stands. And for a moment, it looks like the record might finally fall. Southampton spent most of the season on course to break it. They finished with 12 points, 1 point clear of Derby. They did, however, set a new record of their own. 30 defeats in a single season, the most anyone has ever managed. So Derby's record survived, for now. And here's what I actually take from all of this. Nobody in that story was lazy. The players tried, the managers tried, the fans turned up every week. They were just, quite simply, in a division they weren't built for. And that's the part people forget when they use Derby as a punchline. And somewhere in Derby, there is someone who watched all 38 of those games. The 6-0s, the 5-0s, the defeats that stopped being surprising, and they still came back the following week. That's not a punchline, that's loyalty. So tell me down below, what's the worst season your club has ever had? And be honest, did you stick with them through it? And subscribe, because there are more stories like this one. And most of them are stranger. Now you know, the game has not changed. You have. You're welcome.